You salt of the earth to supersize your business. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Our idiom, our expression today for spiritual idioms this month in spiritual well-being, spiritual related idioms, is salt of the earth. Now, I talked about salt of the earth a couple of years ago. It's been a couple of years, but I did discuss it and I looked it up and the meaning and everything. And it, of course, is a biblical reference. It comes from the Bible, Matthew 5:13, where Jesus, in his Sermon on the Mount, talks about the people that he's addressing as salt of the earth, meaning they are, the common people that he was addressing were of value and virtuous and worthy to receive God's blessing, etc. So as we look at this and think about this, he was talking about the value of the human being and of people that believe in God, and back then, salt was considered a very, very valuable commodity. Even in Roman times, a lot of times soldiers were paid in salt because salt was considered so valuable. I watched a movie a while back and there were treasure hunters in it and they were looking for this treasure. And when they found it through all the, trials and tribulations and all the clues, it turns out it was just a big cave filled with salt, because back at the time they were expecting gold and treasures and silver, and they found salt because salt was a treasure back in that time period. So I think they were disappointed, but it was a really interesting twist on a treasure hunting movie. So how do we think about this and how could we use this? And do you use this to supersize and grow your business? Now, it only works if it's who you are and who you're serving in your business and in your industry. In the world, in every industry, there are businesses that are moral, unpretentious, treat people with dignity and respect. They're honest, they're genuine, they're reliable. You know what you expect. They're very good, honest, worthy organizations. There's also just the opposite in pretty much every industry on the planet, some more so than others. Well, if those are values that you embrace in your organization, it's pretty easy to demonstrate those and share those with the people that you serve and with the world to make the world a better place, and build your business on a solid foundation of those values and those principles. We want to lead by example. And you only lead that way by example if that's what your organization and your culture embody. So do you have those qualities? Is that something that you want to have? Depending on your industry, that may or may not be a persona or a branding type strategy that you would want to use. There's certain industries and certain companies I don't think I would ever consider salt of the earth. Most utilities, most tech companies, they just don't have that salt of the earth, we're good people vibe to me, because their behavior doesn't match what I would expect an honest, genuine, unpretentious, worthy, service-minded organization to be. Even though they're providing a service for us, they're not necessarily customer service oriented. So we can't be something that we're not, and we can't use it if, I don't like the word can't, and I've just used it twice. We need to be more of what we are, not something that we're not. We need to be open and honest and demonstrate who we really are in the world in order to attract the people that we want to serve. And then I always say, you get what you expect and do. You don't just get what you expect out of the world. You get what you demonstrate and do and show and share. You get what you put out into the world out again. So if you put value into the world, you get value back out again. And it isn't necessarily honest, genuine, unpretentious, morally sound value, right? It depends if that's what your organization stands for or not. So I would love to know your experience with this idiom, this expression, salt of the earth. I've actually been called salt of the earth before, and I think it's a compliment. I did see in my online research that somebody thinks it's an insult, and I guess I would just have to say, well, what does that say about the person that thinks that salt of the earth is an insult? That honesty, integrity, moral values, worthiness, unpretentiousness, sound moral values, that is a bad thing. And that's what we need to remember. We need to realize that people always show us who they are and what they stand for if we're willing to open our eyes and see. All right, have an awesome day. That is our spiritual or spirit-related idiom for today. Have an awesome day, and I will, of course, be with you tomorrow with another spiritual or spirit-related idiom for this month. Have an amazing day.